This week we're going to talk about foods and vitamins and minerals we can use to help with the menopausal hair loss. So it is a major issue. I don't know if you have experienced it. It has definitely been happening to me. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually studying nutrition. So it made me decide to dive in and really look at what we can do with our diet and using natural supplements, minerals, vitamins, to actually help improve this issue. So I have made some notes here. I dived into my nutrition research and just really looked at ways we can help ourselves here with adding good food and good supplements to our diet to help change that menopausal hair loss situation that may be happening for you. It's definitely been happening for me. So here are things you can do to help this situation. Now, it is a common problem, and there's a lot of different reasons, obviously, because lots of changes are happening in menopause. We can't pinpoint it to one particular thing, but the things that I'm going to list and talk about now are things you can add to your diet and to your regime to help improve the situation. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is protein. Now, anyone that already follows me knows I'm a big advocate for protein. We do not get enough protein in our diets generally, and I'm actually doing a research paper on this right now. Pretty much the recommended daily allowance is 0.8 grams per body weight, and that's just to really survive. We want to thrive in menopause, so I recommend 1.5 to 2 grams per body weight. So personally, I weigh around 70 kilos. I'm hitting 150 grams of protein per day. So definitely start with prioritizing and upping your protein amount. This is quite easy to do from you're eating food anyway. Just make sure you start your meal with making sure you're getting a good enough amount of protein, and it doesn't matter if that's plant protein or animal protein. You just need to be mindful of good quality sources. The reason that protein is important is cysteine and leucine are the two amino acids that actually help with hair growth and hair health. So those are two amino acids found in protein. And so if you are looking for protein sources that actually have leucine and cysteine in them, one of the protein powders I use actually is very high in leucine. So I'm super glad to hear that that is helping my hair growth as well. So just look for those things. But definitely first and top of the list, improve your protein and increase it. The next thing is omegas, really important. They actually do tons of stuff in our body. They do assist and help with good, healthy hair. They also help with skin. They also are anti-inflammatory in the body. So you are going to find sources of omegas in fatty fish like salmon, nuts, seeds, olives, avocado oil, avocados, coconut oil, olive oil, those types of foods. They do help with hormone stability as well, and supporting hormones. So really important to have good sources of omegas. Now, carbohydrates, and any of you who already follow me know that I am low carb. So when I talk about carbohydrates, I'm actually talking about green leafy vegetables, nutrient dense carbohydrates. So pretty much all of the vegetable types, excluding potatoes. However, look, you can have potatoes if you like. I just personally don't, because I am low carb and potatoes just wreck that for me, in a way. However, if you're going to eat potatoes, just be mindful of your activity level. Carbohydrates are a tool that we use for fuel in our body, so you have to be mindful of that. Really what we're talking about here is nutrient-dense foods, super important. So fiber-rich, nuts and seeds, You know, no simple carbs, no junk food, anything that can be used really with insulin in the body. We don't want to be spiking insulin. Insulin causes havoc in our body. Insulin is also the fat storage hormone. You've heard me talk about that a lot in, you know, how to get rid of the belly fat. So we don't want to be spiking insulin. It causes havoc. And when that happens, basically if we're having too many wrong carbs, we're just causing a whole bunch of sugar production in the body, creating insulin problems, and all of that is it is inflammatory inside the body, and we don't want that. That's going to be harmful for anything to do with our hair production. So we don't want any type of inflammation. Insulin also, while I'm at it, reduces blood circulation in your scalp. So we don't want that when we're trying to have nice healthy hair that's not falling out. So just be mindful, all of these things work together. Now, if you are getting value from this, can you do me a favor and hit the like button? I would appreciate that so much, so other people can find this. And actually, if you have a friend that is also here in menopause with us, please tag them or share this with them. I would appreciate that so much in advance. Basically, I'm sharing this content so we can all connect together and help as many people as possible. Just thank you in advance for that. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is vitamin A. Vitamin A is a fat soluble vitamin, so it does help keep your hair strong. If you would like to get it in your food, you're going to look for it in things like liver and kale, broccoli. You can also obviously supplement with vitamin A. Just make sure you're using the recommended daily amount. The next one is vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually very important. Vitamin D is the only vitamin that actually acts as a hormone. It actually kind of masquerades like a hormone in our body, and that is because when we go in the sun, we actually can synthesize it ourselves in our body. So the reality is most of us don't spend 15 minutes in the sun every day. So likely most of us need some vitamin D to top us up. Now you can get it in your food, eggs, mushrooms, oily fish. Otherwise, just grab a really good quality vitamin D supplement, or get your vitamin D checked if you're not sure. But a lot of people are low in vitamin D, and that will actually help. Vitamin B supplements are the next thing I'm going to talk about. Vitamin B5 actually helps with premature graying in the body. I only recently learnt this, so I'm going to probably get some of that myself. It's also got anti-inflammatory properties, which really all of what we're trying to do here is make sure there's no inflammation in our body. The next thing I'm going to talk about is biotin, another really important one. So if you're not already, you can look at grabbing some of that. I just say recommended daily amount to have. Now, I would love to know how you're feeling about the hair loss. Like personally for me, it was really traumatic. Like when just handfuls of my hair were coming out, I literally felt like I was going bald. It was just awful. So this led me to dive into really what we can do nutritionally to help protect and support our system and our hair production and growth and everything like that, because it made me feel horrible. So I'd love to hear in the comments how you feel losing your hair, how it has happened for you. Anything you could share, that would be so great. Sharing is caring, and this is how we help each other. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is adding vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is an antioxidant. So really, we're not 100% sure why our hair is falling out. If we can provide an antioxidant in our body, it can maybe help with free radical damage. Who knows what is causing this hair loss? So vitamin C is definitely something, and it's going to help with your immunity as well. Side note. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is iron. Now, what I will recommend you do is get your iron checked. Now, an iron needs to be checked by like a doctor. So go and get your blood test done, get a doctor to check your iron levels. This is very important because you can get iron toxicity if you are having iron and you don't need to. So iron is the one supplement I will definitely recommend you see a healthcare provider and get checked and get the right dose for you. I would not be messing around with iron. However, if you are iron deficient, it could be playing havoc with your body and definitely be affecting your your hair loss as well. So please go and get that checked. The next thing I'm going to talk about is zinc. Now zinc helps with your metabolism system. It helps with producing digestive enzymes in your body. It's actually another really important one. I personally would probably get that checked as well. You can get zinc in foods. I personally take some zinc supplementation as well. We tend to be low in it, especially at this age. However, I would recommend you get that checked as well, just to get the right dosage. I think that's really important. And there's lots of different types of zinc, so they do different things in the body. So I personally would recommend going and seeing a health care provider for that. Hopefully this has been helpful. If that all sounds too much, maybe go and look at getting a really good quality multivitamin. I did do a live about the multivitamin and what to look for in it, so go check that one out and have a listen to it. There's some really good multivitamins around and they will cover off lots of these different things that I've talked about today. Hopefully this is helpful. Make sure you're prioritizing really good quality foods like whole foods, real foods, and stay connected. I share lots of recipes in my Facebook group, so if you aren't already in my Menopause Mentor Facebook group, please ask for the link. Actually, I'll put it in the show notes here, and you can jump in and join the Menopause Mentor Facebook group, where I try and share lots of protein-rich recipes, literally because that's how I eat. So hopefully you've found some value in this today. Get onto some of these things, get your diet on point, and hopefully that will help you have beautiful, luscious hair that isn't falling out. Let's stay connected about it. And if you have some feedback or you have anything to share on this topic, I would love you to pop those in the comments. Thanks for tuning in and have an amazing week. See you next week.